guys, so today I'm going to be doing a hair tutorial, which is a little different for me, but I wanted to do this tutorial to show you guys how I get my everyday curls that I wear. I've had a couple of people ask me how I do it and what tools I use and stuff like that, so I just wanted to go ahead and show you. So the first thing is that I use a Hot Tools curling iron. This one does have a clamp on it, but you can still use this if you want to wrap the hair. You can still do that because I do it all the time. This is actually how I store my curling iron when it's in my cabinet. I basically just wrap up the cord just like it is in the box, because when you wrap it around the barrel like I used to do, it can really twist up your cord and it can just get crazy messy. So this is what I started doing, and then I actually just clamp it with a hair clip, which seems a little weird, but it actually is a really great way to hold the cord together, and then every time I take my curling iron out, I always have a clip for when I'm, sectioning off my hair. And I lose my clips all the time, so that is really useful for me. So this is actually how I store all of my hair tools: my hair dryer, my straightener, and my curling iron. So yes, that is that. And the other thing is that I use the 1 3/4 inch barrel. It's not the big 2-inch, and it's not the 1.5 inch. It's the one that's kind of like right in the middle. So I think it's a really good size. It's good for people with longer hair because it gives you those kind of looser, more natural looking curls, not so tightly wound curls, which is what I really like. So that's why I chose that one there. So while my curling iron is heating up, I'm going to just kind of tell you a little about my routine with my hair. So I don't wash it every day. I only wash it about every 3 days, 4 days at the most. So, and this is because it really is healthier for your hair to do that. The natural oils and stuff that your skin produces is actually really good for your hair. I mean, it can definitely help with dryness and breakage, stuff like that, if you just don't wash it every single day. Sometimes shampoos and conditioners can be pretty harsh for your hair, so doing it every single day can sometimes backfire on you, even though I know a lot of people have, really oily skin, and, it feels like your hair is really dirty and oily by the end of the day. So for that, I would suggest using a dry shampoo. Okay, so a dry shampoo can be extremely useful for people that do have oilier skin and feel like their hair feels really, really oily and dirty by the end of one day. This one that I use is called Batiste. You can find this at Ulta. They have a huge range of different scents and colors and all of that. So that's why I really like this brand. I think it's about $7.99, so it's not too bad. And Ulta will have buy one get one half off a lot, so I stock up whenever they have that sale. But anyways, a dry shampoo basically is just a powder that you spray on your hair, and it soaks up all that oil and dirt and everything like that. It also gives you a little bit more volume, so I really like to even spray this even if my hair is clean. Just spraying it at the roots can give me a little bit more lift and volume. So this is a great product for maintaining hair and not having to wash it every single day. So get a dry shampoo. The other thing I use when I curl my hair is obviously a hairspray. So this one actually is just the Tresseme Tray 2 spray. So this is just your basic, find it at Target hairspray. I think it's like $5 maybe. So this is a giant can of it. I use the one that's either the 4 or the 5 hold. So the thing I like about this hairspray is that it really does have a great hold without being crunchy. So I love that. I don't want my hair to feel crunchy. That's disgusting. And it also smells really good. So this one's great. I'll be honest, I have a few different higher end hairsprays and I just don't like them as much as I like this one. So that is really, really good for saving money. Okay, so basically what I do is I have a lot of hair, so right now it's just pinned up, so I have to section it off. I'll usually start with it, I let it naturally air dry when I'm going to curl it, just because if I straighten it all the way, it's going to be a lot harder to get those curls to stay, and that's going to be true for anybody. So I just washed my hair last night. It's still a little bit damp, so if that is the case, you're going to want to make sure your hair is completely dry. So when this happens, I'll just fluff dry the rest of my hair so that it is all dry. Okay, so I just went and kind of finished drying the underneath of my hair just so everything was nice and dry. You can see my hair is really crazy, kinky, wavy, straight. It's pretty much a little bit of everything, so it's a little nuts. Alright, so the first thing that I do, I just section off my hair. So I really just start at this temple area right here by the brows, and I just collect that top section of hair and pin that up. People that do not have as much hair as I do, probably you will not have to do as many sections as me. I have to do quite a lot because I have so much hair. So this is the bottom section that I do. I'm going to go ahead and split this in half like this. And I'm going to take a brush and just gently brush through this section so that it's nice and free of tangles before I get started. Okay, so I always start with this back section right here at the base of the neck. And I get a section that's about 1 inch thick, not too much hair. The more hair that you put in each section, the less the heat is going to reach all the way through that hair. So it's best to just get kind of a medium-sized section and then do more of them instead of trying to rush through it. Especially if you have thicker hair, it's not going to work if you try to do too much at once. So what I do is just run my barrel straight across that piece of hair just one time, just to get any big kinks out, and then I stop my clamp about 1 inch from the ends of my hair. And this is just because I don't want that super curly look. I just want these relaxed, beachy waves. So I'm going to leave the very tips straight. And I don't go all the way up to the head. I just go about halfway up and then leave it on for about 15 to 20 seconds, depending on the thickness of your hair. If you have finer hair, you're not going to want to leave it on that long because it can damage your hair. And I do have the temperature setting set all the way up to 430 degrees, which is as hot as it gets. That's because I have super thick, coarse hair. So if you have thinner hair, you're not going to want to use as much heat. Okay, so when I take this out, what I actually do is I don't unclamp it. I just pull the curling iron straight through. So I'm just going to gently pull it down, and then we're going to just gently pull it straight out. Okay, so you can see how this curl is pretty loose. It's not a very tight curl. So this is how it's going to start, and then it's going to loosen up even more once we are finished and we can kind of fluff it out. Okay, so let me do one more. Okay, again, small sections. Run that across the hair just once, clamp it about 1 inch from the tips, and twist it up about halfway. And you always want to remember to curl away from your face, especially when you're doing this look. Other looks, of course, you would want to curl towards the face, but for this specific look, you're going to be curling away from the face. I do not spray every piece of hair that I curl, and the reason for that is I don't want my curls to be that really separated look where you can see every single curl. I want it more to be all one cohesive piece. So when I'm done, I will spray everything, but that's just, if you want it to be a little bit more separated, you can of course spray every curl, and especially if you have hair that doesn't hold curl very well, you're also probably going to want to spray every single curl, and that will ensure that it's going to stay longer. Okay, so again, we're just going to pull it down and pull it straight out like that. Okay, so that kind of finishes off that end to where it's not like super straight. It kind of finishes off those little tiny ends there so that they're all together. And I'm just going to repeat this process all the way through, which takes me quite a while because I have a lot of hair. I always have to like watch TV or something when I'm doing this because it's just so boring. It takes forever. Okay, so you can see I've done this whole side, which my hair is so long I don't even fit in the frame. So you can see that all of these are done here. Now, if you're worried about having a mark where the clamp is, I don't ever really have that issue, especially since I pull that curling iron straight through the ends. But if you do want to avoid that, you can always just wrap it. So I'm going to do just one over here showing you how you can wrap your hair around the curling iron instead of using the clamp. So I'm just going to brush through this side. Okay, so if I'm going to wrap it, what I do is I don't take the clamp off or anything. I mean, you can definitely do that. It might make it a little bit easier, but I just wrap it this way, start at the top, and just wrap all the way down. And again, you want to make sure that you're wrapping away from the face. I don't do this technique as often because it honestly, my arms get so tired, so I don't do it quite as often. But I do this technique when I want it to be a little bit more dramatic. So if I'm going to, you know, a wedding or something like that, something special, then I will use this technique. Okay, and then when you do this, what I like to do is just let it go and let it just fall into my hand like this. So it holds the shape of the curl for just another couple of seconds while it cools off. That way it's going to stay a little bit better. Okay, so you can see this is a much different type of curl than these are over here. So this is what I do. This is my everyday, which is why I'm showing you that. This is a little bit more dramatic. So I'm going to continue on with my regular method. Okay, so we're done with the bottom section. So what I'm going to do now is just run my fingers gently through to separate all those individual curls so that it just looks a little bit more, I guess, beachy. I don't really know. So you can see how it's getting just a little bit more separated, or not separated, it's getting less separated as I run my fingers through it, and it's just kind of melting all together, which is the look that I really like. So once I'm done with that section, I go ahead and spray it just a little bit, and then I'll go in at the end and spray a whole lot more. But yeah. So when you're working with this top section, the thing to remember is you don't want to hold the curling iron on quite as long, because you want these top pieces to be a little bit more relaxed. Especially for me, because when I do them too tight, they just look, I don't know, I have a lot of layers, so like these really short pieces right here, if I curl them too tight, they're like way up here when I'm done, and it just does not look cute. So I tend to make sure with that section that I'm not holding the curling iron on too long. Okay, so we're gonna just do the exact same thing. Oh, it's hard to see in this viewfinder. Okay, so I'm clamping it not all the way to the end, about 1 inch from the ends. Wrap it up about halfway. Okay, so we're done with this side. Again, I'm just going to, before I spray it, I'm going to run my fingers gently through it. So you can see how this is really loose. A lot of times I will curl my hair at night and sleep on it so that it has a lot more time to relax even more. I typically like the way my hair looks curled the day after I do it. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it looks okay right now. I like how it looks better the second day. All right, so now that I've done that side, I'm just gonna do some spraying and move on to the next. Okay, so we're done with everything. So last section here, I'm just gonna run my fingers through gently. And I need to look in the mirror. Can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so then we're gonna just spray. I'm gonna give everything a nice spray again. Okay, and that is everything. So it takes me quite a while, probably won't take you quite as long to recreate this look. Just make sure you use lots of hairspray. That's gonna prevent the outside air from ruining your curls too. I definitely have to use a lot of hairspray. But like I said, the good thing about this one is that it does not get crunchy no matter how much you use. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And please remember to subscribe to my channel if you do enjoy my videos. It really helps me out if you do. And you will also get notified when a new video is posted. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.